Hey there, history buffs, sports fanatics, and lovers of trivia. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into the thrilling, inspiring, and occasionally bizarre world of the Olympic Games. Now, you might think you know the Olympics, the torch, the medals, the intense competition. But trust me, beneath the surface of this global spectacle lies a treasure trove of fascinating facts and stories that would make even the most dedicated sports historian raise an eyebrow. We're talking ancient rituals, forgotten sports, record-breaking feats, and the enduring spirit of human competition. Over the next few chapters, we'll journey through time, exploring the origins of the Games, the evolution of its traditions, and the impact it's had on the world. So whether you're a die-hard Olympian, or just here for the fun facts, buckle up because things are about to get epic. Let the Games begin. Our story begins not with a bang, but with a whisper, in a time before Twitter, before electricity, before the invention of the printing press. We're talking ancient Greece, my friends. The year, roughly 776 BC. Imagine a world where gods and goddesses roamed the earth, where myths were intertwined with reality, and where sporting events were practically religious experiences. That's where we find ourselves, in the dusty plains of Olympia, for the very first Olympic Games. Now, these weren't your modern Olympics with their fancy stadiums and global sponsorships. We're talking a single foot race, a humble beginning to honor Zeus, the king of the gods. But from this simple start, something incredible blossomed. The Olympics quickly became more than just athletic competitions. They were a symbol of peace, a time when Greek city-states would lay down their arms and come together in the spirit of friendly rivalry. Imagine that, putting aside your differences for a foot race. Okay, picture this. 5 interlocking rings, vibrant colors against a stark white background. They're instantly recognizable, a symbol of global unity and athletic achievement. Yep, we're talking about the Olympic rings, arguably one of the most iconic logos in history. But have you ever stopped to wonder about their origins? I mean, why rings? Why those specific colors? Well, like most things Olympic related, the story of the rings is steeped in history, symbolism, and a dash of controversy. The mastermind behind these 5 interlocking circles was none other than Baron Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of the modern Olympic Games. In 1913, just a few decades after reviving the Games from their ancient slumber, Coubertin unveiled his creation to the world. He envisioned the rings as a representation of the 5 continents, Africa, Asia, America, Europe, and Oceania, coming together in the spirit of athletic competition. It was a powerful symbol of unity, a message that transcended language and cultural barriers. Alright, so we've traveled through time from the ancient Olympics to the late 19th century. The year is 1896 and the world is a very different place. The Olympics, after an absence of over 1,500 years, are back, baby. This time the setting is Athens, Greece, a fitting tribute to the birthplace of these legendary games. The driving force behind this revival? A French visionary named Pierre de Coubertin. Coubertin, a true believer in the power of sport, envisioned the Olympics as a way to promote peace and understanding among nations. And you know, looking back, it's kind of amazing to think about the sheer audacity of it all. Trying to resurrect an event that had been gone for centuries. Talk about a long shot. But against all odds, Coubertin's dream became a reality. Okay, so we've talked about the origins of the Olympics, both ancient and modern. But let's be honest, what we're all really here for are the weird and wonderful moments. Did that really happen? Stories that make the Olympics so endlessly fascinating. And trust me, when it comes to strange and unusual sports, the Olympics have a rich and hilarious history. Over the years, the Games have featured some truly bizarre events, competitions so out there that you'd swear they were made up. But nope. These were once bona fide Olympic sports, complete with medals and glory. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the wacky world of discontinued Olympic events. First up, we have tug of war. Yes, you heard that right. The classic schoolyard game was once an Olympic event. From 1900 to 1920, teams of 8 would literally slug it out, pulling on a rope until one team crossed a designated line. It was intense, it was strategic, and apparently it was worthy of Olympic glory. Who knew, right? So far, we've explored the origins of the Olympics, the revival of the Games in the modern era, and even delved into the world of bizarre and discontinued events. But now, let's talk about the athletes themselves, the individuals who push their limits and inspire us with their dedication and talent. And when it comes to Olympic athletes, age is clearly just a number. We're talking about the youngest and oldest competitors to ever grace the Olympic stage. Individuals who defied expectations and proved that age is no barrier when it comes to chasing your dreams. From child prodigies to seasoned veterans, the Olympics have seen it all. The story of women in the Olympics is a fascinating one, full of triumphs, setbacks, and incredible displays of athleticism. It's a tale that spans centuries, reflecting the broader societal changes and the relentless pursuit of equality. From the earliest days of the Olympic Games, women have faced an uphill battle for recognition and respect in the world of sports. It's a journey that really highlights the evolving role of women in society at large, and it's a story that, frankly, doesn't get told enough. The struggle for gender equality in sports is intertwined with the broader women's rights movement, and the progress made in one area often mirrors advancements in the other. The determination and resilience of female athletes have not only changed the landscape of sports, but have also contributed to the ongoing fight for gender equality in all aspects of life. You see, the ancient Olympics, as progressive as they might seem for their time, weren't exactly a bastion of gender equality. The Games were a reflection of the broader societal norms and values of ancient Greece, where women were largely excluded from public life and their roles were confined to the domestic sphere. The exclusion of women from the Olympics was just one manifestation of the deeply entrenched gender biases of the time. Women were actually forbidden, like straight up banned, from even attending the Games as spectators, let alone participating as athletes. This exclusion was so strict that any woman caught sneaking into the Games could be punished by death. The only exception was the priestess of Demeter, who was allowed to watch the Games from a special seat. This stark exclusion highlights the rigid gender roles and the limited opportunities available to women in ancient Greek society. This wasn't just some weird quirk of ancient Greece either. It reflected a broader societal belief that the athletic arena was a man's world. Physical prowess and competitive sports were seen as inherently masculine pursuits, and women were deemed unfit for such activities. This belief persisted for centuries, influencing the development of sports and the exclusion of women from many athletic competitions. It reflected a broader societal belief that the athletic arena was a man's world. This belief was so deeply ingrained that it continued to shape attitudes towards women in sports for centuries. Even as societies evolved and women's roles began to expand, the notion that sports were a male domain remained stubbornly persistent. Fast forward to the dawn of the modern Olympics in 1896, and you might think things would be different, right? Well, not quite. The revival of the Olympic Games in the late 19th century brought with it many of the same gender biases that had existed in ancient times. Despite the progress made in other areas of society, the world of sports remained largely closed to women. Baron Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of the modern Games, was, let's just say, a product of his time. His views on women in sports were reflective of the broader societal attitudes of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. He believed that the Olympics should be a celebration of male athleticism and that women's participation was not only unnecessary, but also undesirable. He believed that the Olympics should be the solemn and periodic exaltation of male athleticism, with female participation being impractical, uninteresting, unaesthetic, and incorrect. These views were not unique to Coubertin. They were widely held by many of his contemporaries. The exclusion of women from the early modern Olympics was a reflection of the broader societal belief that women were not suited for competitive sports. Thankfully, history is full of people who challenge the status quo, and the Olympic movement is no exception. The early 20th century saw the rise of women's rights movements around the world, and sports became one of the many battlegrounds for gender equality. Women began to organize, protest, and demand their right to participate in the Olympic Games. Despite facing considerable resistance, women began to chip away at the barriers to entry. The first significant breakthrough came in 1900, when women were allowed to compete in the Olympics for the first time. Although their participation was limited to a few events, it marked the beginning of a slow but steady march towards greater inclusion. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight, but their determination paved the way for generations of female athletes to come. Over the decades, women continued to fight for their place in the Olympic Games, gradually gaining access to more events and greater recognition. Today, female athletes compete in nearly every Olympic sport, and their achievements are celebrated around the world. The journey of women in the Olympics is a testament to the power of perseverance and the ongoing struggle for gender equality in all areas of life. Okay, so we've talked about the athletes, the history, the controversies, but what about the places where these global spectacles actually unfold? Hosting the Olympics is a massive undertaking, one that can bring about significant changes to a city, both positive and, let's be honest, sometimes negative. It's kind of like throwing a giant party. Sure, it's exciting and everyone wants to be invited, but it also means you have to spend a ton of money, clean your house from top to bottom, and deal with that one weird uncle who shows up uninvited. On the surface, the potential benefits seem obvious. You get to showcase your city on a global stage, attract investment, boost tourism, and create jobs. It's seen as a chance to revitalize neighborhoods, improve infrastructure, and create a lasting legacy for future generations. Think about the dramatic transformation of Barcelona's waterfront for the 1992 Olympics, or the regeneration of East London spurred by the 2012 Games. These events can leave a tangible mark on a city's physical landscape, often for the better. But, and this is a big but, it's not always that simple. We love a good underdog story, a come-from-behind victory, a record-breaking performance. These moments are the epitome of what makes sports so thrilling and captivating. They remind us of the sheer determination, the grit, and the relentless pursuit of excellence that athletes embody. But beyond the medals and the records, there lies a deeper, more profound aspect of sports that often goes unnoticed. But some of the most powerful moments in Olympic history, the ones that truly capture the spirit of the Games, transcend the pursuit of medals and records. These are the moments that resonate with us on a human level, touching our hearts and inspiring us in ways that go beyond the physical achievements. They are the moments that showcase the true essence of sportsmanship, where the spirit of camaraderie and mutual respect shines through. They're the moments that remind us why we're all so captivated by this global spectacle in the first place. The Olympics bring together people from all corners of the world, united by a shared love for sport and a common desire to witness greatness. It's a celebration of human potential, of pushing boundaries, and of coming together in the spirit of friendly competition. We're talking about sportsmanship, about those acts of kindness, compassion, and fair play that elevate the human spirit and demonstrate the true meaning of the Olympic ideal. These acts remind us that, at its core, sport is about more than just winning. It's about the journey, the effort, and the respect we show to one another along the way. They might not always make the highlight reels or grab the headlines, but they leave an indelible mark on our hearts and minds. These moments of sportsmanship are the ones we remember long after the Games have ended. They are the stories we tell our children, the examples we hold up as the true spirit of the Olympics. Sportsmanship is about so much more than just following the rules. It's about embodying the values of respect, integrity, and fairness in every aspect of competition. It's about understanding that the way we play the game is just as important as the outcome. It's about respect for your opponents, for the officials, and for the integrity of the competition. It's about recognizing that every competitor has put in the same hard work, the same dedication, and the same passion to be there. It's about honoring that effort and treating each other with the dignity and respect that we all deserve. It's about humility in victory and grace in defeat. Winning is a wonderful feeling, but it's important to remember that it doesn't make us better than our opponents. Likewise, losing can be tough, but it doesn't diminish our worth or our achievements. True sportsmanship is about handling both victory and defeat with dignity and respect. It's about recognizing that at the end of the day, it's not just about winning or losing, but about the way in which we compete and the values we uphold. It's about the friendships we form, the lessons we learn, and the memories we create. It's about the shared experiences that bring us closer together and remind us of our common humanity. And let me tell you, the Olympics are a breeding ground for these incredible displays of sportsmanship. The Games provide a unique platform for athletes from all over the world to come together and compete, not just for themselves, but for something greater. They compete for their countries, for their families, and for the ideals that the Olympics represent. Over the years, we've witnessed countless examples of athletes putting aside their own ambitions to help a competitor in need, to show compassion in the face of adversity, and to demonstrate that the bonds of humanity can sometimes be stronger than the fierce desire for victory. These moments of sportsmanship are a testament to the power of the human spirit and the enduring values of the Olympic Games. They remind us that in the end, it's not just about the medals or the records, but about the way we play the game and the legacy we leave behind. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Olympic-sized journey through history. Today, we're strapping on our metaphorical running shoes and sprinting through the evolution of technology and broadcasting in the Olympic Games. Because, let's be real, the way we experience the Olympics today is a far cry from how audiences did a century ago. Imagine, if you will, huddling around a crackling radio, straining to hear updates from the other side of the world. That was the reality for many during the 1924 Paris Olympics, the first to be broadcasted internationally via radio. It was a game changer, connecting fans to the thrill of the games like never before. Fast forward a few decades and television bursts onto the scene, forever altering how we consume media. The 1936 Berlin Olympics, infamous for its Nazi propaganda, also marked the first televised Olympic Games. Suddenly, the world wasn't just hearing about the Olympics. They were seeing it, with all its triumphs and heartbreaks, in flickering black and white. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no, my friends, technology never sleeps. With the advent of color television, satellite broadcasting, and eventually the internet, the Olympics became a truly global spectacle, beamed directly into our living rooms, and now our pockets. As we stand on the precipice of the future, we are faced with a myriad of challenges that test our resilience and ingenuity. The Olympics, a global symbol of unity and excellence, is not immune to these challenges. Climate change, that looming behemoth, casts a long shadow over the Games, threatening the very sports we hold dear. Winter Olympics, in particular, are feeling the heat, quite literally, with shrinking glaciers and unpredictable snowfall posing serious logistical challenges. The once reliable snowy landscapes are becoming increasingly scarce, forcing organizers to rethink and adapt. Melting glaciers and poor snowfall are not just inconveniences, they are harbingers of a changing climate that could render traditional winter sports obsolete. Abandoned ski resorts stand as stark reminders of this reality. The International Olympic Committee, or IOC, is acutely aware of these concerns and has taken steps to promote sustainability and reduce the environmental impact of the Games. The IOC's commitment to sustainability is not just a response to current challenges, but a proactive approach to future-proofing the Olympics. From using renewable energy sources like wind turbines and solar panels to power Olympic venues, to implementing robust recycling programs, the IOC is making strides in reducing the carbon footprint of the Games. These initiatives are part of a broader strategy to ensure that the Olympics can continue to be a celebration of human achievement, without coming at the cost of the planet. Recycling programs at the Olympics are more than just symbolic gestures. They represent a concerted effort to manage waste responsibly and minimize the environmental impact of large-scale events. Volunteers play a crucial role in these efforts, sorting waste and ensuring that recyclable materials are properly processed. The IOC is working to ensure that the Olympics can continue to be a celebration of human achievement without coming at the cost of the planet. The eco-friendly Olympic villages are designed with sustainability in mind, providing athletes with comfortable accommodations that also minimize environmental impact. But it's not just about mitigating environmental impact, it's about adapting to a changing world. We're likely to see more indoor events which are less susceptible to weather variations and can be held in controlled environments. Indoor track and field events, swimming competitions, and other sports that can be held indoors are becoming more common as organizers seek to mitigate the risks associated with unpredictable weather. The use of artificial snow is another adaptation strategy. Snow machines are increasingly being used to ensure that winter sports can continue even in the face of declining natural snowfall. While not a perfect solution, artificial snow allows athletes to compete in conditions that closely mimic natural snow, and perhaps even a shift towards more climate-resilient sports in the future. Emerging sports that are less dependent on specific weather conditions are being considered for inclusion in future games, reflecting a broader trend towards adaptability and resilience. The Olympics have always been a reflection of the times, evolving to meet the challenges and opportunities of each era. Historical footage of past Olympics shows how the Games have changed over the years, adapting to new technologies, cultural shifts, and global events. And as we grapple with the realities of climate change, it's only natural that the Games will evolve accordingly. Environmental activists and climate change protests at the Olympics highlight the growing awareness and urgency of these issues. The juxtaposition of modern Olympic events with vintage footage underscores the dynamic nature of the Games. The question is, can the Olympics strike a balance between preserving its traditions and embracing necessary changes? This balance is crucial for maintaining the integrity and spirit of the Games, while also ensuring their relevance in a rapidly changing world. Can it continue to inspire and unite the world while also serving as a platform for environmental responsibility? The traditional Olympic ceremonies, with their rich history and symbolism, must coexist with new sports and initiatives that reflect contemporary values and priorities. The Olympic torch relay, a symbol of unity and hope, is increasingly incorporating environmental themes, with athletes promoting sustainability and raising awareness about climate change. This evolving narrative is a testament to the Games' ability to adapt and remain relevant. These are questions that will shape the future of the Games for generations to come. As we look towards future Olympic host cities, the emphasis on sustainability and environmental responsibility will only grow. Children playing sports with a sustainable future theme represent the next generation of athletes who will carry forward the legacy of the Olympics in a world that is increasingly defined by its commitment to preserving the planet. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our whirlwind tour of Olympic history and beyond. We've explored ancient origins, marveled at record-breaking feats, and pondered the future of this global spectacle we call the Olympic Games. From the dusty tracks of ancient Olympia to the sleek modern stadiums of today, the Olympics has come a long way. It's a journey marked by triumph and heartbreak, by moments of incredible athleticism and inspiring sportsmanship. But most importantly, it's a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, our capacity for greatness, and our unwavering pursuit of excellence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting content. See you next time.